Oh, my gorgeous Leo, it looks like you're going to find out what was making you so unhappy, what was making you so negative. I mean, this in itself is going to be so obvious at the beginning of this week, and it's brilliant. You know why is it brilliant? Because at that moment in time, you're going to feel so adamant, like you've never felt adamant before, in order to move on with your life. This in itself is going to put you in such an interesting interesting mode, you know, when it comes to like your spirituality. For example, this is, you know, gonna feel such a powerful stage of your life where you are going to reflect on so many other aspects of your life, and you will be able to understand that particular thing was making everything kind of worse for you, everything more negative, and it's going to put you in a mode of the actual spiritual quest where you are literally going to want more out of life, but especially those things that you have been dreaming about, that you have been constantly thinking about, but you didn't do anything. This is gonna like kind of put you in such an amazing, like, oh my god, a recharge mode indeed. My gorgeous Leonie, this is important stage of your life. So you are gonna decide to leave something behind. And this is important because what I want to say to you that, you know, at around a similar time, you're also going to have such an unusual, very strange and rather bizarre sign. Very strange sign, like an indication like that you are doing the right thing. A really, really wise choice you are making right now at this stage of your life, and this is what this sign, unusual sign, is going to be. And at the same time, you know, this is a really kind of gonna put you on such an amazing stage of your life where you are gonna kind of start some kind of like a new project at the same time, some kind of new venture which is literally going to change your life. It's not only about you kind of like, you know, knowing that this is absolutely the right thing for you, but at the same time, you know, you are gonna feel so passionate. You are gonna feel like, I just wanna go for it, because it's not only about you leaving, you know, some kind of situation behind and knowing exactly that you want to move on with your life, but at the same time, you know what I was going to say as well, that there is some kind of a project going to be on your mind, something that you were thinking about, exactly what I said before, for such a long time. So this in itself is going to be highlighted like there is no tomorrow. You will know through your passion. You know, on one hand, you're going to ground yourself and recenter yourself so strongly. But on another hand, this is going to reflect on you becoming so passionate about taking this specific project on. But it's to do with a new venture in your life. But it is not a brand new venture. It's something that you wanted to do for absolute ages. But you were just kind of waiting for the right moment, if I can say it like that. So it's going to feel like and it's been a while now. It's been a couple of years now. So that's why this is actually going to feel like a brand new venture in your life, but at the same time, it's to do with something that you wanted to do for absolute ages. You have to follow your passion, because you're going to start feeling extremely passionate about your life again. I'm not saying that you haven't felt passionate, but this is going to be different. And most certainly this is your sign to go for it. It's all about this creative spark that you are going to feel, about this motivation. And at the same time, you know, it's all about like you feeling a rather energized potential, which is going to make you feel so much better, especially when it comes to an aspect of you thinking like, oh my God, it might take a little bit long, you know what I mean, and things like that. So you will understand that you need to be patient in this stage of your life. And what you're going to do, it's going to make you feel so good, you know, it's going to make you feel so happy. And maybe perhaps it's just something that you should kind of keep keep to yourself. I'm not saying that, oh my God, you know what I mean, but that you shouldn't say this to anyone. But I'm just saying that I can recognize clearly one particular person who's so close to you, who's so important to you, a good person, nice person in your life, whether this is a family member, or whether this is your partner, or whether this is a friend that you had for absolute ages, but somebody's just not going to be able to understand you, like, what are you doing? No, baby, no, this is not the right thing, blah, blah, blah. No, baby, no. Someone around you is still not going to be able to understand what are you doing and what are you kind of trying to do and what are you even talking about. Someone around you is just not going to kind of agree with this. Not that people need to agree with what you do in your life, but this is someone who means to you so much, a really good person, but they're not going to be able to understand you. Why? Because they're not prepared just yet. Within the next like a month or two, they're going to be able to understand exactly where are you coming from, my gorgeous Leonie. And especially when it comes to an aspect within the next few weeks, there is going to be a tower moment that you will be able, like a negative and horrible situation that is going to happen to someone else, but you will understand that if you didn't make this move, that would have happened to you. So you're going to become aware of somebody's unfortunate situation, but you will also understand that that would have happened to you if you didn't make this move, if you didn't make this step. And then people around you are going to be able to understand, like, ooh la la, my God, you were absolutely right, you're so psychic, you're so intuitive, you see what I mean? So you just have to wait a little bit, and that particular person who means to you so much, if it means to you so much their opinion, and of course it does, you know, they will be able to understand slowly but surely. But you must not let that put you off from what are you doing, what are you planning, and what makes you feeling completely passionate about your life. Sometimes even people who understands us completely well, you know, they don't necessarily understand every aspect of what we do until we become the part of that energy and part of that vibration fully. And we can only become that like after a while we kind of like a jump into it, you know. If you don't jump in the water, my gorgeous Leonie, you're never going to learn how to swim. Now it's time to jump in the water. It's time to jump. Don't worry about swimming whatsoever. You're going to do absolutely fine. By the time you get to the mid part of this week, my gorgeous Leonie, it's like, oh my God, it's like all this enthusiasm that you're going to feel and excitedness, you know, and this is gonna be so like kind of amazing, especially when it comes to your confidence in order to transform your life. Your own like kind of optimism that you're gonna feel at around the midweek are gonna shower you with so many different ideas that are going to start awakening and reawakening those parts of you that have been sleeping for a long time. I shouldn't say sleeping, it's more about preparation, and it's more about subconscious learning about the world around you that was preparing you for this moment in time. So it's all about following this enthusiasm and optimism that you're going to feel, especially when it comes to you transforming your life, but you feeling like you being in a mood of like, oh my God, not only optimism, but also like kind of like in a mood to explore, in a mood to kind of find out further, in a mood to kind of investigate further. You will see there are going to be so many things on your mind here, but the bottom line is you are really kind of by you feeling optimistic about transforming your life. At the same time, you need to understand that, you know, you have to be bold leader of your life. You have to be very decisive here. You have no idea how much you're actually motivating other people in your life by doing this, and you will see exactly what I mean by you following that optimism to transform your life. This is about to lead you towards a clear direction how exactly you are going to actually do this, and this is going to enhance the power of your intention, which is going to start the process of probably one of the most powerful manifestations of your lives. By the time you get to the last part of this week, I like this so much. My goodness, this week it's like a really big mama when it comes to you, my gorgeous Leone, indeed. Because by the time you get to the last part of this week, you are really gonna have such a surprising situation here. What are you going to hear, and what are you going to find out? This is gonna be such a mind-blowing moment in your life, because what are you gonna hear, and what are you going to find out? And it's not even to do with your situation. It's about you hearing about somebody else. And what are you going to hear, and what you're going to find out about somebody else, what happened to somebody else. You will be able to apply this to your situation, because it's going to give you an ability to look at your situation and some kind of horrible, nasty burden in your life from a completely different angle, from a completely different perspective. And this is going to happen completely unexpectedly. It's to do with a burden in your life that you didn't even think that you can do anything about it. You were struggling because of this specific burden a lot within the last 11 months, because it was draining your energy so much. This was a huge problem that is about to be resolved by you, and through you understanding from like a little bit of a different perspective through somebody else. You will know what to do, but this is going to happen completely unexpectedly indeed. What you're going to need to do is just almost like, oh my God, almost like it's not that it's going to kind of break your heart, but it's just a kind of, you're going to need to do something that you're going to be worried that this is actually going to break your heart. But then at the same time, it's more about an important step that you're going to make. So by you being really brave, but you being very strong, you become so much more powerful in terms of your own vibration, which only helps you to kind of like to be more adamant, at a time where you should be more adamant, at a time where you should be like a completely kind of courageous and confident about making the necessary step in your life. So you are going to need to like kind of you're going to know that you need to make the necessary step, but you're going to worry that something is going to break your heart, but it's not. It is not going to break your heart whatsoever. And even more so, as soon as you decide to make this a powerful move, a powerful bold step, at this moment in time, you will understand that, this is like the right thing to do, because you've been through so much over the last couple of years. You worried so much, and you almost couldn't even relax at the time, because this burden would keep on coming back, and it would like put you off from what you were thinking about, because it didn't allow you to kind of chill out and relax, and to go so much further with your own energy in terms of investigation, and in terms of like exploration, in terms of like kind of thinking and your own reflection. So this was affecting you like more than you can possibly imagine. So by you making a really bold move, you will know what the bold move is, because you're going to be scared that this is going to break your heart, but it's not. It's actually going to do complete opposite. It's actually going to start a process of healing, and you're also going to make sure that this burden in your life never happens again whatsoever. And at the time, you're also like kind of gonna really become aware of like a few different options, but I wouldn't really go for these options just now, because there are a few different options that are going to be on your mind as well. And these few different options are basically just like kind of realizations about your life, about your lifestyle. This is nothing to do with the money or anything like that, but there are going to be like a few different options that you're going to be facing completely out of the blue. You're going to feel very strongly about your immediate environment, and you're going to feel very strongly about making like a really big changes in your life completely out of the blue, and you're not going to be able to tell where this is coming from. But I wouldn't rush with this like kind of options whatsoever. This is to do with your personal life, and it's to do with like you wanting to suddenly do certain changes in your immediate environment. Don't let that like kind of like really confuse you. You're not going going to be able to understand where this is coming from now. Why you're thinking suddenly about this and about that. But this is something that can actually wait. This is the part of your challenge, just to try to recognize what exactly is taking priority when it comes to this week, and what exactly like needs your attention, and what exactly is coming to an end. Just remember that at the beginning of the week is going to bring you such a moment where you are going to find yourself on a spiritual quest. And when we find ourselves on a spiritual quest, we'll just naturally wonder what is going to happen next. But it's not about naturally wondering what is going to happen next. It's about recognizing that you are becoming ready for a very, very important adventure of your life. Okay, so now my gorgeous Leonie, I'm just going to shuffle these oracle cards, and I'm going to see what is going to be an oracle card of the week. Okay, so now I'm just shuffling these oracle cards, my gorgeous Leonie, and let's just see what is going to be an oracle card for the week in between the 12th and the 18th of December 2022. So now we've got these 3 babies that just came out by themselves. So what do? I basically gonna take these 3 babies like one by one, and these are your cards, my gorgeous Leonie. Instead of 1, you've got 3, baby. Very good number, 3 indeed. So it means that this week is going to be really wise. There are going to be some absolutely mind-blowing wise ideas that you are going to have this week that you wouldn't normally have. I would suggest you to kind of you write these ideas down, or immediately focus on them immediately, okay, because it's coming from somewhere else. So with love and kindness, you see this, this is the first oracle card, with love and kindness. Someone is going to be irritating you this week. Someone is going to irritate you so much, but the person who's going to irritate you is someone in your life, someone who you have a little problem with, some unresolved disagreement, but this person is in your life, and this person means to you a lot. And sometimes we don't agree with people who are in our lives, and we go through different stages. We are dealing with certain problems. You know, people can go through different things and take out certain things on the people who love them the most, for example. So there was a problem in between you and somebody else that it's been a while now, that you need to resolve. That problem, that person that I'm talking about, it's somebody in your life, like a family member or greatest friend ever, or partner, or, you know, wife, husband. So it's someone who's like a rather prominent in your life, but I'm sure you know who am I talking about. So that particular person is going to wind you up, and that particular person is going through something difficult. Maybe there's some kind of illegal substances, like something like that, like going on, you know. I can see like a slightly darker energy. So, you know, that person is not themselves at the moment, but you're the only one who can help them. No pressure. So that person will wind you up this week. Remember, with love and kindness. Okay? Just stay strong, stay on top of things, and don't kind of argue, don't fight. Just try to be as kind as you possibly can. Your spiritual job is to try to make the situation to kind of calm down. Do anything you possibly can in order to make this person feel good, because that person is not themselves at the moment. Okay, so they need your help. Okay, so now the second oracle card is seek your answers within. My goodness, you're going to be like questioning, you're going to be thinking about something very specific this week. And what are you going to be thinking about? It's almost as if I'm going to ask Jane, I'm going to ask Lorraine, I'm going to ask, Jane, I'm going to ask Marie. You know, you're going to be thinking like, oh, I'm going to ask like Oliver, you know, Tom, John. You're going to be having like certain people on your mind, like, oh, I'm going to like ask them, what do they think about that? No, baby, no. There is something very specific that needs to come from you. Okay? See, this is very important indeed. The answer is going to come from within. And also the last oracle card, absolutely brilliantina. The last oracle card is be patient. I told you exactly how important this is, my gorgeous Leonie. Be patient. Just remember at the beginning of this week I told you that, you know, this is important for you to understand that what you're doing right now, you must not, what you're going to decide to do, you must not let this put you off whatsoever, because you know the part of the challenge is that there is something going to be wrong with the actual timing, almost as if you're going to have an indication that something is going to take absolute ages, but no baby, no, it is not. This is also part of the little challenge, you know, the information that you're going to hear about a certain timing, it's not going to take long whatsoever. So just remember that, to be patient, and it's going to be much quicker, much sooner than you possibly can imagine. Okay, my gorgeous Leonie, thank you ever so much for watching my videos. I'm sending you brightest blessings, lots of love, healing, peace and light to every single one of you. Thank you ever so much for watching my videos. Sasha Bonasin, psychic medium. Love you. Bye.